Dallas fans, are you listening to me right here, right now? Dumbest trade in the history of basketball. Look what just happened to the Los Angeles Lucas tonight in Game 1 at home. Tonight was the night that I said, oh, there's the guy that Nico Harrison traded.
LeBron James, your legacy will be over if you lose this series. If you get swept, you're out of the top 10. Steph Curry's better than you. You still got your friend Draymond Green. You still got Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright. They'll try to save your legacy, but you better win Game 2 in this series if you're the Lakers, or it's over. JJ Redick is fired, Luka gains 100 pounds, and LeBron James' legacy is officially destroyed. Skip Bayless goes off on the Lakers for getting destroyed by the Timberwolves. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
What a weird night it was out here in LA.
Very weird.
What a weird game played, and I put quotes around played, by the Los Angeles Lucas.
Disappointment.
One of the weirdest teams I've seen in a long, long time.
LeBron sucks.
There are certain nights that this team looks like it could win it all, could win the NBA championships. And there are other nights, right on schedule, when it looks like it doesn't even belong in the playoffs.
Yeah. Terrible look, man. What happened?
That's the team that lost at home this year with Luka and LeBron to Charlotte when LeBron had two shots, two pretty open threes at the end of the game to force overtime, and LeBrick both of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. One moment, the Lakers can look like the best team in the NBA. The next moment, they look like they don't even belong in the playoffs. So they're kind of reverting back to the norm. Back when they had AD, you didn't know on any given night they could lose a game versus Charlotte, or they can win a game versus the Warriors or OKC Thunder. So if you're LA, you picked a terrible time to lose to a team to where everybody's saying you're supposed to win. Lakers in 5. You heard Shannon Sharpe talk about it plenty of times on ESPN. He got these catchphrases, all these names, and Lakers in 5. The Lakers will be lucky they don't go home in 4 games. I'm calling the sweep, maybe a gentleman's sweep. Timberwolves 4-1, 4-0, don't be surprised. LeBron James will never surpass Michael Jordan's legacy. Real talk.
This is the team that just a week ago Sunday went into Oklahoma City and blew my Thunder off the floor, off their home floor, the way nobody blew them off their home floor all year long. Though I will remind you that back on February, 24th, I watch every Thunder game. This one hurt. I watched the Thunder at home blow a 25-point lead to the Timberwolves while the coach Chris Finch benched Ant-Man in the game. Just benched him. Didn't like his effort, didn't like his body language, just benched him for most of the fourth quarter and almost all of overtime, though Ant-Man did suck it up and come back late in overtime. When he got a shot, he didn't pout. He had a huge late block on SGA, the runaway MVP, to close the deal on a game that the Timberwolves came back and won 131 to 128. What?
Yeah, it's crazy. That team that blew that lead and just wasn't playing good versus OKC, to be benched by your coach if you're Anthony Edwards, that wasn't a good look for him, but maybe times like that inspired him. Going against the quote-unquote GOAT, the greatest of all time, LeBron, he's welcoming the challenge. So he took all the L's throughout the season and he used it to his advantage in the playoffs. And look at the Timberwolves. They have an opportunity to destroy LeBron James' legacy if they can sweep the Lakers or beat them in 5 games. Anything is possible if Anthony Edwards is playing like an all-star.
That's what this T-Wolves team can do.
Yep.
It's actually very deep with lots of potential stars every night, and it doesn't just rely on Anthony Edwards.
They got a great overall team.
I'm still not ever sure about Anthony Edwards in the biggest games, biggest moments, but he played very well tonight, especially distributing.
Yeah, playmaker.
Driving, dishing, kicking. Did have 9 assists. Shot it okay. He had 8 of 22, but he made 4 out of 9 threes.
Good for him.
As the Timberwolves came into LA and made 21 of 42 threes. So Laker Nation, if you want to just throw this one out with the garbage, just call it a night, lucky night for the T-Wolves, you can.
Yeah, you can. You could throw this game away if you're LA, but if you don't throw that defense away and you come back in game 2 playing like that on the defensive end, yeah, the Timberwolves, they can score another 15 threes minimum. Don't be surprised if they had back-to-back games of 20-plus threes. The Lakers, they got to really keep up on the defensive end. You can't get lost with screens. They're picking on Luka Doncic. Anthony Edwards, he wants one-on-one matchups versus Luka. Anybody that's on the floor with the T-Wolves, they want to make sure they can get, Luka Doncic guarding them. So all the screens and not fighting them. You got Luka on the island. He's either going to get crossed up or they're just going to shoot a three over him. He's not jumping. He doesn't have lateral quickness. Luka's being picked on. Austin Reeves isn't a good defender. Good overall player, but his defense is lacking. LeBron, he's only a weak side defender when it comes to blocking shots. Other than that, a straight-up one-on-one with LeBron, he's going to get taken advantage of as well. So the Timberwolves, they're looking good to close the series out in 4 games and destroy LeBron James' legacy.
But I think they just found themselves, found their confidence, and they found their unsung MVP. I remember all playoffs last year, after every game, especially that Minnesota won, Ant-Man raved about Jaden McDaniels.
Yep, Jaden.
I want to call him Jaden Daniels because tonight he was even better than the rookie quarterback named Jaden Daniels, the Southern California product, who's often at Laker games. I didn't see him there tonight.
Twins.
But Jaden McDaniels was like Jaden Daniels, the rookie quarterback sensation, best rookie quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah, shout out to McDaniels. He's always known as that defender, but if he can make a three-point shot, can make the mid-range, can play good defense, he's going to be a difference maker in this series and in the playoffs if the Timberwolves want to win a championship. Right now, I know chances are kind of slim to none that they'll win a championship, but the odds favorite is the Timberwolves, they surpassed the Lakers. So, again, no surprises if the T-Wolves win, but a lot of people in the media, they got to keep that same energy with the Lakers. I was on the bandwagon as well. I drank the Kool-Aid. I talked about the Lakers. They could win the championship this season, but if they don't win game 2, this series is over in 4 or 5 games.
Well, Jaden McDaniels in his, 4 years, played
Solid
all 82 games,
young player.
and did he ever play a game 1 of the playoffs? Did he ever do a number on Luka?
Mm-hmm. Got that revenge.
Jaden was the MVP of this game, and as Ant-Man said after the game, I told him just go be the MVP. They're not going to think you're going to be aggressive, and what's the genius game plan on defense the Lakers have relied upon lately. Just take the star away, force the lesser lights to shoot it, and maybe they'll miss. Except tonight, they didn't miss.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you try to, crowd one player, when you got a good overall team like the Timberwolves, you got multiple bigs that can make threes in Randall and Naz Reid. You got a Gobert that's decent, still a liability, but just to be a big body out there in the paint, to kind of, reroute players from driving to the basket, you still got to account for Rudy Gobert if you're on the offensive end with the Lakers. Then you got a lot of other players, a lot of guards like DiVincenzo, Nickeil Alexander, Anthony Edwards, of course, Conley, a veteran that can make timely shots. They got a solid team, and they need to go ahead and close the series out quick. Don't give the Lakers confidence. Timberwolves win game 2. I like them in this series. Destroy LeBron James' legacy immediately if you're Anthony Edwards. You'll become the GOAT.
Everybody who touched the basketball in a key spot made, especially Jaden McDaniels, who made 11 of 13 shots. He went 25 and 9 rebounds, committed
MVP
only 3
again.
fouls while mostly guarding Luka. And Luka torched him in the first quarter. And is it possible Luka just shot himself out of the game in the first quarter? Is it possible he just ran out of gas? I never liked his fitness level. Tonight was the night that I said, oh, there's the guy that Nico Harrison traded.
Yeah, it was a bad look for Luka, looking hot in the first half, and that second half, maybe he tired himself out. I guess this is where his fitness comes into play. Yeah, in the regular season, you can get away with it, but in the playoffs, where every possession counts, every quarter counts, that's when your nutrition and fitness is going to come into play. So right now, Nico Harrison, he's doing backflips right now. He's happy. This is why I traded Luka Doncic. He's fat and out of shape, smoking hookahs, eating a bunch of food. We need to get rid of him ASAP, and right now, Nico's looking like a genius.
Dallas fans, are you listening to me right here, right now? Dumbest trade in the history of basketball. Look what just happened to the Los Angeles Lucas tonight in Game 1 at home. Your new man, Anthony Davis, did score 40 last night at Memphis. Not bad. I didn't love his early energy. I didn't love the team's early energy. It looked like they were 1-2-3 Cancun. But AD did score 40. Luka did have 37 tonight.
I still don't like that trade. If you're Dallas, yeah, we can troll and we can be like, Luka's disappointing. The Mavs fans, they're punching the air. But let's be real. You don't trade a talent like Luka Doncic. I don't care who you get in return. You kind of got to ride out with Luka. But again, Nico's been going through it on social media. A lot of threats made toward him. Right now, that noise is going to lessen a little bit just because of all the focus with LA versus the Timberwolves. But the only way Mavs fans will be happy if the Lakers get bounced out in the first round in dramatic fashion.
But he got 16 of them in the first quarter, in which he made 3 of 6 threes and looked like he was on a mission to get Nico fired tonight.
Yeah, he wanted to.
It looked like he was obsessed with showing Dallas fans, and especially Dallas GM Nico Harrison, this is what I'm going to do to you, for you, by you, get you fired, because you had the audacity to trade me for Anthony Davis? Laker Nation, were you happy with Luka tonight? Well, you were for a while, because it was 9-2 Lakers right out of the box.
He's looking great early on.
And Luka was out of his mind, possessed, obsessed, crazed, mission. Watch this. And he scores 16 in the first quarter, 3 of 6 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And then guess what he did in the second quarter? He scored 4.
Not good.
He made no field goals in the second quarter. He just made 4 out of 4 from the free throw line.
Damn, Luka, you tripping.
Guess what happened in the second quarter, Laker and Maverick Nation? The Minnesota Timberwolves, the visiting team, won the second quarter at LA, out here in Hollywood, at the crypt. They put the Lakers in the crypt.
When it looks like the Lakers are creeping up, you always had a timely three-pointer by DiVincenzo to end the first quarter. And then you had multiple threes by McDaniels and Anthony Edwards and just the other players on that team. Shout out to Naz Reid. Shout out to Julius Randle. They needed that edge. Yeah, they were a great team last season with Karl Anthony Towns, but they just needed some more toughness. Needed like someone that can really bully people, don't mind fighting, don't mind pushing and shoving. Karl Anthony Towns, great offensive player, but was a liability on defense because he always get in foul trouble. So right now you got a Julius Randle. Yeah, he may have his foul trouble issues, but I just like him a little bit more in these moments more than Karl Anthony Towns. Even though the Knicks, they won their game and Karl Anthony played great, but still, just over the course of a playoff series and just the playoffs in general, Julius Randle, he's one of those ones. He can help propel the Timberwolves past the Lakers.
They won it 38-20. 38-20?
Yeah, that was a wrap after that.
Blew them off their floor, their home floor. And that was really it. That was ball game. It was an 11-point game at halftime. And then the T-Wolves proceeded to win every quarter.
Yep.
So Lakers won the first quarter 28-21, lost the second quarter 38-20. What happened to that genius defense,
LeBron,
JJ?
go.
Then T-Wolves won the third quarter 35-30 and the fourth quarter 23-17 to win the game 117-95. So after that, Luka salvo in the first quarter of 16 points and a 28-21 lead. Wait a second. Wow. Then they scored only 20, 30, and 17 in the fourth? Really?
Not good.
They didn't even break the century mark tonight.
Yeah, that's a bad look if you're LA. Your offense failed you. LeBron failed you. LeBron, if you want to protect your legacy, you got to do everything in your power not to lose this series, because if the Lakers lose in 4 or 5 games and Anthony Edwards isn't feeling the best right now with this foot, you still lose to the Timberwolves. We got to really question LeBron James' legacy. Yeah, when it comes to stats, he's elite. He's one of the greats. But when it comes to these playoff moments, he's not doing too well. So right now, I got Steph Curry ahead of LeBron James in the all-time players list.
At home in game 1, they only scored 95 points with LeBron freaking James on the floor.
What happened, LeBron?
My God.
We love you, LeBron. What happened? Look at my T-shirt,
LeBron
bro.
had 19.
About to burn
but
this
he
T-shirt.
he was 8 of 18 from the field, had only 3 assists. Would you believe Luka had only 1 assist tonight? So it looked like Luka and LeBron, the game plan between those two basketball genii was your turn, my turn. You take the first quarter, I'll take the second quarter, and the game will be over at halftime.
This is what the issue was when the Lakers traded for Luka. A lot of people were like, how is this going to work? LeBron and Luka, we'll figure it out. We're great IQ level players, and they had a lot of regular season success. So in the regular season, they figured it out. But in a playoff series, in a playoff setting, that my turn, your turn, it's not going to work. Remember, we seen it with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They were able to figure it out, get the team more involved, and all the parts came together, and they won a championship. But it took a lot of years. So if you're Luka and LeBron, better figure it out on the fly. You can't afford to lose this series when you got LeBron James that'll be 41 next season. Luka will be 50 pounds heavier by next season. This is a golden opportunity for LA to hopefully figure it out this season in the playoffs. But if not, they lose this series in 4 or 5 games. Luka legacy is destroyed and LeBron James legacy is destroyed. It's over for LeBron.
1 assist for Luka, who's a walking triple-double, and only 3 assists for LeBron, who certainly, even in year 22, can certainly triple-double.
Yep.
It's highly possible. 1 assist and 3 assists.
What
Interesting.
happened? People ain't make shots or what?
So
happened?
Ant-Man said after the game, he said, we told Jaden that they're not going to, he kind of said it backwards, but he said they're not going to have any faith in him to be aggressive and shoot the basketball. So back to the new Laker genius defensive strategy, just ignore Jaden Daniels. And so
backfired.
Sorry, but that's how he played tonight, like Jaden Daniels.
He did. All time
He is
great.
6'9", and once he locked in on Luka in the second quarter and then the third and the fourth, he did the best job on Luka I've seen since Luka became a Laker.
And a lot of people talked about while Jaden McDaniels is guarding Luka, he's having great games. But this time, Luka, he still had a 30-plus point game, so he got his stats. But when the Lakers needed him the most, Jaden McDaniels, he put the clamps on him. Made Luka think twice, difficult shots, turned the ball over, not focused, not in rhythm. So by him affecting Luka like that, that affected the Lakers. Because the Lakers, they were relying on Luka and a little bit of LeBron. And, that backfired. And it was just bound to crash if you're the Lakers. Wasn't going to happen. This game was over in the first half. And then by that third quarter, once the Lakers weren't able to come back, after trying to cut the lead down to about 13 or 10, the Timberwolves went on another run. So LA and them fans, you should be scared right now. Your GOAT LeBron James is a failure. It's over for LeBron. I'm sorry.
And then he scored 11 baskets in 13 attempts. He just kept getting into the lane. I don't know, Luka guarded him some. Austin Reeves had him some. It was funny. Ant-Man said at the first game, you could hear Austin Reeves mic'd up. Ant-Man on the first possession, looked at Austin Reeves and said, you taking me? Like, you are going to take me?
Ain't happening.
But it wasn't Ant-Man who did the destruction tonight. It was really everybody. It was really all those threes, 21 of 42.
Full team effort.
But the X factor was Jaden Daniels on both ends of the floor because he kept Luka in check. Luka did early damage, but he didn't do consistent damage. And he tried to go solo so many times that he had 1 assist.
Yep, that's a terrible look.
Man, it just
Recipe
feels
for
like
disaster.
Silly me. I picked the Lakers in 5. Tweeted again right before
What
the game
happened?
started, Lakers in 5.
Messed up, Skip.
I still think they're going to win the series, but now they have to win game 2.
Yeah, you better win game 2 if you're LA. And again, I had LA winning this series in maybe 5 or 6. So even me, I feel bad by just, going against the Timberwolves like that, disrespecting the Timberwolves. So I'm going to be wearing this T-shirt for every game that I cover in the Wolves and Lakers series. So again, I'm rooting for the Wolves now. I'm off the Lakers bandwagon. LeBron James, your legacy will be over if you lose this series. If you get swept, you're out of the top 10. Steph Curry's better than you. You still got your friend Draymond Green. You still got Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright. They'll try to save your legacy, but you better win game 2 in this series if you're the Lakers, or it's over. JJ Redick is fired, Luka gains 100 pounds, and LeBron James' legacy is officially destroyed.